So I've pretty much beaten it to death at this point. Strategic energy hub development is an incredible value add opportunity for commercial real estate owners. It's a way to add two, three, sometimes even $5 million or more to the net equity of a property, to generate added cash flow, and in some cases, to even recapitalize to make investments for future growth. So here comes the big question: who exactly gets to access all of these amazing benefits? Well, today I'm going to break down the 5 qualifying criteria for Energy Hub development pretty much anywhere in the United States. You run through this checklist and you'll know whether this is a real opportunity on any of your existing properties or on any properties you might be seeking to acquire. All right, criteria number 1, building footprint. Do you have a property with 30,000 square feet or more of enclosed space? Now, this could be a single tenant space or a bunch of smaller spaces that all together make up 30,000 square feet. Now, there's a bunch of reasons for this. First, the building size suggests there will be enough space for some combination of solar, fuel cells, and battery hosting bays on the property, kind of like the space I'm standing in right now. And second, this building size suggests there will be a sufficient level of electricity demand on site to help propel your financial returns after development. And finally, third, having a building of this size suggests you're already going to have a certain level of electrical infrastructure in place to accommodate many of the typical Energy Hub features. Okay, next we can move on to Energy Hub criteria number 2, energy offset value. This one can get a little tricky. Energy offset value is basically the retail value of the per kilowatt hour electricity charges you could offset by installing generation on site, plus any renewable energy credits or other incentives you might receive on that generation. Now, as an example, let's say you're in a territory where your retail cost of electricity is about 15 cents a kilowatt hour across all time periods, winter, summer, day and night. And this is the blended rate for everything: electricity, delivery, demand charges, non-bypassable charges, everything that the utility charges you. In a nutshell, your all-in rate is 15 cents on a blended basis. Now, you need to add to this 15 cents any incentives you might receive for on-site generation. And that could be anywhere from a cent and a half to, say, 20 cents a kilowatt hour. So if you're in a territory that has a 15-cent blended retail rate and, say, a 2-cent total generation incentive, then your energy offset value would be 17 cents. Now, generally speaking, as of the time of this video, if your energy offset value is 15 cents or higher, you can check the box on this criteria without even having to rely on federal tax credits. Now, if you have federal tax credits available, then that offset can be even lower, maybe even below 10 cents. All right, moving on to Energy Hub criteria number 3, property ownership. Sounds simple enough, but there are actually a few wrinkles here as well. Obviously, if you own the property on which you're trying to develop your Energy Hub, you could check this box. With a long-term lease, you can also check this box. But where you're going to run into some challenges is if you don't yet own the property, even if you're leasing and plan to execute an option to purchase in the future. Now, I bring this up only because I've confronted this issue a number of times myself. So next, criteria number 4, off-taker contracts. Your off-taker is the party who's going to directly benefit from the electricity being generated on site. This could be you if you're operating as an owner-user, could be a tenant or a group of tenants if you're leasing the property, or it could be your utility if you're selling back to the grid. Your off-taker can really be any combination of these parties. And before you start the process of developing an Energy Hub, you need to know that you have an off-taker in place. If you're relying solely on tenants to buy your power, you also need to know that your current lease agreements will permit you to do so. And if not, you need to know that you can amend your leases as necessary. Okay, so finally, criteria number 5, ownership commitment. This may be the most critical criteria of all. Are you, as the building owner, ready to commit to actually getting this done? Developing an Energy Hub is not for the faint of heart. It takes time, probably 9 to 12 months to get through all the engineering, permitting, inspections, third-party reviews, and utility approvals. If you're not ready for this commitment, you're just going to cause yourself a lot of frustration. So there you have it, the 5 qualifying criteria for Energy Hub development pretty much anywhere in the United States. If you can check the box on each one of these items and you're not yet moving ahead with the project, you could be leaving quite a bit of money on the table. If you'd like to schedule a consultation or have us model your existing building, please check out the link below.